Suggesting the sound.
Who is that over there?
Oh, well, here's our younger brother. You can see that he's in the mud up to his ankles. And in fact, he's got mud all over the place.
Okay, okay, we're ready. We're rolling.
Okay.
Well, welcome. I'm Chuck Snyder, and this is my brother Al Snyder, our younger brother Paul Snyder, who all worked in the greenhouse. You can see part of it here. And then this is a building that we put together to be kind of a utility building for many uses, one of which is a big steam boiler, which is right behind here. And what we're doing is getting ready for the season in the greenhouse. And my father, Bernard Snyder, has gone out and found the best soil he can find to sterilize. The reason for sterilizing it was to kill all the seeds that would be like weeds. You want to get all the weed seeds out of there. So what we do is, I don't know if it's this pipe or this pipe, but one of these pipes would be come in here, and you can't see it too well, but over here is a piece of tile, cement tile, and it had about a foot long, about this big around, and it would be laid in here, and then this steam would be forced into these pipes. This would be on the end to kind of plug it up so that it didn't get dirt into the cement. So my brother Paul has earned the job of taking our good old wheelbarrow and throwing dirt, which has now been sterilized. This means that all these boards have been taken off. Prior to that, they would have been on there all the way across here, and this canvas would have been there also to keep the heat in. So you need to get it up somewhere between 180 and 200 degrees Fahrenheit to kill the weed seed. Alan, do you have anything? Or Alan, do you have anything to add?
I think you covered it well.
All right, let's move on to slide number 2. Now this is inside that building that we built, utility building, and this machine here is a shredder. And what it would do is take the soil and make it nice and fine so that the plants would grow better. And these are the flats over here that we would put the soil into, and we made all these flats ourselves in this building. So, got this running, the dirt's put into it, and then comes out the bottom and goes into these flats. And this was here's a grinder for sharpening things. This is basically our shop area.
In fact, that grinder that you can see is we have right here that I'm using now once in a while.
Oh, you had that in the garage?
Yeah, I got it in the garage.
Good.
The other thing that I doubt I know we don't have a picture of, but I can remember as a kid, Dad and I made a hog house right about where Paul is standing in that area. And several years before this. But we made a lot of things as well as it got ready for the cannery.
What was that thing you were mentioning today to Jane about around the perimeter of it so that the pigs would be less likely to be laid on?
The hog house had guardrails along the sides and ends, so when the sow laid down, why the pigs could get underneath it, and then they would be protected.
Splashed.
Yeah.
What happens if you turn that light off?
Okay. Once a week, we would, one of our jobs was to clean this
Yeah, I think that's good.
building.
Okay, we ready for another?
Yeah, number 3. Let's see what that's all about. Now here's Paul. He's taking this soil, which is now nicely ground up, and putting it into the flats that we made prior time. And here's some that haven't been used yet, but will be used. And then over here, you see a little bit of it through this window, is a greenhouse. So once these are ready to be planted, I will transfer them over to the greenhouse.
No.
I stepped on the wrong cord.
Who's the narrator?
We'll have to take this opportunity to see who's in the room. We have Chuck Snyder over here. We have Marty Snyder down there. Joanne Snyder. And Al Snyder running the projector.
Who stepped on the cord?
Yeah. Woo! See if
it?
everybody's sick.
That's it. That's
Okay.
good.
And Paul's about 16, you think?
I think around 16.
Yeah.
He was old enough to work before that, but he wouldn't do it. No, he was a big help. Okay, let's see what
He's
the
not
next
here
one
to
might
defend
be.
himself.
Oh, you're still looking for the cord.
No,
Oh, you got the
we
cord.
got the cord. Okay.
Now he takes the board then to level these off so that they're nice and smooth. See Paul? Paul does good work. He's got those all smoothed out for us. And then this was something my father, Bernard Snyder, made. It has little boards on here that would put these grooves, when you put it down on top of the dirt and soil, and make these grooves. And then this was used to plant the seeds. These are tomato seeds, and they come right out of this thing, so that hopefully keep it in here. Here's the one that got in the way, but normally they would go right down the line. And this looks like my mother, Alice Snyder's hand doing the planting.
What is that seed thing made out of? The thing has the seeds in it, yeah.
It's metal. It's a metal,
Pipe?
like a pipe, yeah, but it's specially made for seeds, because we had, some seeds are very, very small, like the onion seed is very small. So you have to be careful you don't get them too crowded, or they'll bunch up and won't grow too well. Okay, now it takes a while, and then these grow up, and these are tomato plants, and they go from here then into the regular flats. Sometimes we take orders for maybe 32 tomato plants in a flat, other times it'd be 102. So whatever the customer wanted, we try to accommodate. And this is Mom's hand. She was very fast at it, and I always tried to beat her. It was very difficult because I don't think she tucked them in the way she should have, but they always grew. So what can you say? Yeah. So
There
then
we go.
this is the pegs or dowels that would be used to make the holes. And one person would sit over here, one person would sit over here, and each one would do half a flat, stick the plant into the hole, then push it with your finger or this way to make sure the soil is nice and tight around the roots.
And that's Dad with his good coat on,
Yeah.
using punch there to punch him out.
Yeah, Mom has got a pretty good sweater on.
Yeah.
This would start, the greenhouse would start in February most of the time. So that soil would have to be taken out roughly in that time. And by the time the plants would be big enough to plant out into these flats, and these are the ones now that would go to the customer once the tomato plants were big enough
Transplant him in there.
and transplanted. Now you had to be a pretty good walker to get through our greenhouse because we try to use every square inch that we could. And here's a lot of the tomato plants, and back here's some different kind of plants that we've had. Here was a place where they could be fertilized if we wanted to on this shelf here. The greenhouse, it gets very hot during the day when the sun's out, so you had a apparatus here to crank the windows up, and then sometimes you take whitewash and put them on the windows so that it wouldn't get so hot inside. These would stay in the greenhouse until they were pretty well grown, but it was nice and warm in there, and so we had to harden them up so they wouldn't die when they got out in the field. So we had what's called cold frames, and those would be something that's been built fairly long, fairly wide, with a little bit of heat in it, not much, a little bit of heat. You can notice over here you see these pipes. Now there were 6 of those, you can't see all 6, one's down here. But there's 6 of those coming from the boiler, and that would have hot water in it and circulate all the way around on the inside, so these would stay nice and warm. In the cold frame you'd have maybe 1 or 2 of these because you're just trying to toughen them up so they can stand to be planted outside.
Now,
Thing, Dad? Yeah.
was the floor of this greenhouse dirt or
Yeah,
dirt?
dirt. It was dirt. We'd have to chase the rabbits out. We had some pet rabbits one year, and we let them stay in here. And it was time to, get ready for the greenhouse time, so we had to do something with the rabbits. So I don't think we did it, but I think Dad did it. He killed them. They put them in the locker downtown, and then brought them out. Mom brought them out in a couple of weeks to eat.
Oh, boy.
Pet rabbit.
Nobody'd eat them. So they had to be tossed out. But they would dig holes in the ground and so on. So you had to have this fairly level,
So when you watered them, then it would be uniform water.
yes.
You'll notice on the right, there are some benches there. We'd have, other side of the house, even around the right wall, it seemed like we had geraniums and things, and some flowers and
You
things
see
like
them through
that.
here maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, these we
On that
did,
side, yeah.
yeah, we
You
did
can see
flowers
some.
also.
Yeah.
And,
What time of year, do you think? March?
well, I think the flowers are more towards April. We try to have them all sold by the end of May, Decoration Day.
Right.
Yeah.
That's when all the salesmen went into effect, and he'd get half of everything he sold, I think. But yeah, we would go to get some of these. Some of these take too long to start, like geraniums, lantana, certain other things we'd buy, and then buy them small and grow them until they're ready to. And then Mom would make a lot of boxes, like for cemeteries. She'd use the geranium a lot. You know, different things, marigolds, petunias, zinnias, whatever. Anything else? On the very first slide, we showed the place where the soil was sterilized. If you didn't sterilize the soil, then you end up doing this. That is, they're pulling the weeds. Dad and Paul are pulling the weeds out of these onions because the soil was not sterilized. And that wasn't much fun. You know, it really wasn't necessary. If you'd have sterilized it in the first place, you wouldn't have had to do this. But, you know, we all learn. Now you can see the pipes there, 1.5 inch pipe going through there to heat it up. But this is a after-school job. Now these are just pictures. This is Bernard Snyder. He's out in his bean field. He just loved to farm. He taught vocational agriculture for a number of years. And then when his father died, he bought the farm. And then he got to practice what he had been preaching in the classroom. And for example, the first year he took over the farm, he got 4 times as much wheat as his dad had gotten. His dad was not a good farmer. His dad was a pharmacist. And his dad called him back to Evansport, where he'd been working, as in Bloomdale. And he was a great pharmacist, but he just didn't do too well at farming. So the last year that Grandpa had the farm, he got 9 acres, or 9 bushels to the acre of wheat. When Dad took it over and used manure, because Grandpa didn't believe in fertilizer, he got 36. So it was really good for him to see that, hey, this stuff's right, that we're telling these boys.
I think that's in the bottom, wasn't it?
It looks like with the trees up like that, yeah.
Northwestern Ohio.
Northwestern Ohio.
Oh.
Focus.
Now here we have some people that you might recognize. I believe her name is Marty.
Ah, yes.
Here's my brother Al, my brother Paul, he's a little bigger than that now, and Dad, and Mom, and then Joanne and I.
And Julie.
No, here's Julie down here. She was
Julie
the first
was like
grandson, or granddaughter, born to Mom and Dad. Yeah.
First grandchild.
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 She's about 6 months old.
Is she? 6 months.
Well, if that's Christmas, she was born in July, so.
And one of the things Dad did was raise Christmas trees. He had some hills that weren't really good for much else. So he would get these Christmas trees from the government at no cost or very low cost. And we would go out and help him plant these trees. And nicely shaped tree.
You weren't married at that point.
Aren't we?
Yes, we were. You were pregnant with
Oh, okay.
our, were you? Yeah, you were pregnant.
You were married
Sure.
just, yes, you were married just 1 year after
This
us.
was your first Christmas married then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Marty was very pregnant.
That's
That's
right.
your wedding.
She's pregnant again?
No,
Not
Oh.
quite, but almost.
Okay.
Our hair seems to be a little darker there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What's
I don't know
that?
what's happened over the
yes,
years.
our hair doesn't.
It's looking more like Dad's.
40 years ago, huh?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Boy, that chair was still there
It was still there. That's right.
in the office when we cleaned out the house.
Oh.
Yeah.
That chair was still there.
No.
I slept in that chair.
That lamp to
chair?
the left is
Uh-huh.
probably the one that's upstairs in your bedroom.
To the left?
Maybe not. No, yes it
This
is.
one.
Maybe.
No, I don't have that one.
Julie's,
Okay.
you're saying she's 40.
Yeah.
She turned 40 in
This is
July,
40
yes,
years old.
40 years ago.
Oh, hey.
There's
Aww,
Grandma and her two grandchildren, Julie and Chuck.
that's a great picture.
Isn't
Yeah.
that
Isn't it,
cute?
though? Love that.
That is a
It's a
great
good
picture.
picture of Mom, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get these printed.
Yes, you like the grandchildren.
That could be one we could work
Yeah.
at getting.
Yeah. Now here we are with Joanne, Paul, Mom Snyder. Here's Al. I'm not sure what he's doing.
Be eating stuff and it looks like it.
Got it.
Grandpa Snyder. Picture they got at a garage sale.
Hey, did
Speaking
you-
of that
we made
picture,
I saw
I-
it. I saw
I-
it back here. You
yes,
had one
but
too.
I have made copies of that,
Oh,
so
have you?
to,
Don't
so
we have a copy?
Yeah, we've got
It's up
a
on the
couple.
wall.
you have one like that too.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
is
good.
there more than one copy of it?
I guess. I mean, I was surprised to see you had it, because we have it, don't we, honey?
Yeah, we have that. We put it
Okay,
on.
Paul
well-
gave us this one when we were there at Thanksgiving last
Oh.
year.
Huh.
So there must have been more than one copy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave us one. Last time I was there, he gave me some pictures.
Well, I made copies of it, so
did
if
you?
you want to give a copy to any of your children
Oh,
or
they're the hard
something, you can
workers.
take it with you. I made one for each of our kids.
Oh, this is Dad Snyder. He liked to cut wood. This is in the winter time, and take it up, dry it out so they could use it in the fireplace. And, I was taking pictures, so I had to do a whole lot. I'm not sure what
You.
Paul's doing.
Must be you.
No, that's Big Paul back.
That's Paul back there?
Yeah, this is Paul.
Oh,
Well, I was mentioning to Jane that when we would do that, we would come from the McClure, and then we'd take a lunch. We had this cooler where Mom would fix sandwiches, or we just had cold meats and tomatoes, that sort of stuff. Denny Moore soup,
Did any more?
yes, and then we would have it up at the barn. We'd come out and work for a while, and then sometimes we didn't have the Denny Moore. We could just have our lunch here, you know, while we were working in the woods. And that was always fun, the three of us.
And usually about 2 o'clock, we go down to the Dairy Queen and get
In the
milkshakes
summer.
in the summer. Oh, we were busy fellows.
But Dad liked to get the lumber out of the woods and also keep the brush out and so forth. And usually then we'd have a fire someplace, maybe even got a picture of one to burn the trash. Oh,
This picture of one of the tractors that Grandpa had. Got a hippie on here. His
Chuck
sister.
and Brenda.
Chuck
Yeah.
and Brenda.
That's our son Chuck and his sister Brenda. Cornfield. That's right. This was down at the bottom. When we happened to be there one Christmas time, on the bottom had about 4 inches of ice and froze. And so we dressed up. This is a little electric cart run by a battery. And we called up a couple friends, see if their kids could come over and enjoy it, because our kids were enjoying it so much. Joanne went to town and bought ice skates for the girls at Kmart. So this was, and when you walk back through the woods, it was just like a winter wonderland. You can't imagine how pretty it was. It's really something. We just hit it right that Christmas.
And they came in from California, so they appreciated it.
Yeah.
The rest of
Ever.
us.
Now we tried different things. It's, you know, pulling this
Sled, huh?
outfit. Yeah, with a, they call that the round
Saucer.
saucer. Yeah, saucer. Kind of giving
Yeah,
it
that's a slow.
a push to get things going. This barn up here,
Yeah.
when Al and I were probably teenagers, it needed a new roof. So Grandpa Snyder had bought the roof, and this was in the summer. And when we were doing like this side, there'd be a tractor over here with a rope tied around it, all the way up here, and then that was tied onto a ladder. And we worked off that ladder to nail down these pieces. And then when that side was done, they came back to this side, and we had a scaffolding all the way up here. And this, not this one, the one on the other end was just like this. To paint it, then Al stood on a 5-gallon paint can on top of the scaffolding way up there and painted the peak. So he was a daring young man.
We put a lot of red paint on that barn. I
It
don't know
took
how
a lot,
many
didn't it?
gallons.
I don't know.
5 gallons.
It was a
We
thirsty
got-
old barn.
We had to get a lot of them.
Pour
Yeah,
out some brushes. It was,
yeah. Yeah, that was a big barn.
Before the day of sprayers and
Yeah. Oh, there they go again.
yeah, so I think these are pretty much the same. This is where you go down, and you get down the bottom, there's a big bump, and
go
it just about throw you off the flying saucer, you'd fly. All right.
Snow on the trees.
Yeah.
It looks nice. Oh, the
Ah, we're
hunters.
gonna go out there and hit those clay pigeons, and
Is that Chuck and you?
I think it
That looks
is.
like Chucky.
focus it
Well,
right
it's
up.
definitely Chuck.
I think
but
that's
didn't
our
know
son,
that
I
was
think this was me, and
Oh, yeah, that's
I
better.
throw him out, try to hit him. He bought me a whole pack of those targets for
Oh, uh-huh.
those
you. Clay pigeons.
clay pigeons for Christmas, and also a thing to throw them. So we had to use them.
Right.
Little blender gift there.
Yeah, this is the same roof, but to me, I don't know, I thought that looked more impressive for somebody up there. This guy is supposed to be painting this. It didn't last very long. I don't think it lasted more than 3 or 4 years, but it faced over the rust spots. That's what he was supposed to be doing. Well, this is back in McClure at the home that we lived in, and just Paul and I were going to go out and just look at some of the places that were flooded, were full of ice, and so on.
Now, is that your
That was my first car,
car, a Ford?
a Ford, yes.
The door opened to the front instead of the back. Is that, I guess that's still how they do. All right.
We're getting down.
The baby
the
crib.
baby
I
crib.
want to have a
Oh.
baby.
Oh, that was, is that in the garage?
No, it was up in Chuck's bedroom, was it, upstairs, huh? The second bedroom upstairs.
I don't
Oh,
know.
in McClure.
Yeah.
McClure,
This is
okay.
Joanne,
I was
isn't that
thinking,
you?
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so, McClure.
That was,
Yeah, because these look like things that would probably be up there.
this was your, where you lived?
No, where your parents.
Where our parents
Isn't
lived,
it-
where we
Isn't
lived.
this upstairs?
Well, in McClure. We were still in McClure,
Well,
were we?
I used that bed for Julie.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
one.
I think that's who we were getting it down for, was you?
Oh, okay.
But wasn't there a
But-
closet like that off your bedroom?
Yeah,
Not.
yeah, there was upstairs in McClure.
Yeah, the second
But there
bedroom
was,
upstairs.
okay. Yeah, I think that was it. I don't think this is quite the way it was at the farm, in the
No,
garage
this-
area.
This is
Yeah.
not the farm.
No,
McClure,
yeah, McClure. In
yes.
fact, we still have this. Joanne wouldn't let it go at the garage, the sale.
Really?
At our garage, Paul kind of conducted the sale of the farm,
Yes.
the house. Joanne wouldn't let that go. So we have it. I brought it home, and
Uh-huh.
Very good.
I'm not sure what we'll use it for. But we got it.
Your great grandchildren.
That's right.
Yeah.
One day I'll refinish.
There's Grandpa take a little break.
Now, this is in
Dog.
McClure,
This is
isn't
in
it?
Yes.
McClure, yeah.
Yeah.
There's that chair.
Yeah.
From
Sure
the
gets
office.
around.
Oh, yeah, right, those are good, they make good chairs there.
Yeah, and that
Well, we have
lamp
a
too,
chair
I
that's
recognize that lamp. That was in the office too,
Right.
in
That's
Grandpa's
right, the
office.
same, yeah, in the same.
Typical drapes in that era.
Yeah.
That's coming back, isn't it?
I don't know, could be.
Let's see, and the window is out to the porch?
Yeah,
Chuck?
out here where the,
Yeah. Was it at the porch on the
yeah,
left?
the one that you and Dad made pretty much.
Yeah, yeah.
You put the paneling, it's
Uh-huh.
pine
Yeah,
boards up there, and made a nice room.
and then this would have been
I think this was outside towards the back.
Yeah.
I can't say for
That's the
sure.
dining room, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dining room would be kind of in here.
do you know what the blurry thing is on the right?
Oh, yeah.
That's our central heating.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Kerosene or?
No, coal.
It's our stove.
Yeah.
It's about this big, about this big. In the fall, you'd bring it out to the center of the living room. We had chores, and one of them was to bring in 2 buckets of coal a night. We alternate on that every week, and then try to keep this thing going during the night. And then upstairs, there was a little register. The pipe went up, so it would go out through the chimney, and just above the pipe was a little hole like where we get a little bit of heat upstairs, but not enough to make a whole lot of difference. So you take your pillow, shove it up against that, and then race upstairs and jump in bed and hope you didn't freeze in the
Oh,
meantime.
man.
But that was central heating. No, and the fall, well, in the spring, then you'd move it back out away from the living room, so you'd have more living room space.
And if you were supposed to bring in the coal and you didn't, why, you could expect to be awakened or brought down to go out and get it, even after you went to bed. That's where we learned responsibility.
If you're the coal man, then bring the coal in.
That's right. Like Grandpa's those are new shoes of Grandpa's, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah,
Slippers,
but
aren't
not much
they?
more
Nice,
now, yeah.
yeah.
Slippers.
You like these pipe?
Yes, he did. Oh!
Well, this is me, and when we first got to California, I didn't have a job, so until I found a
So you
job.
went swimming all the time.
Yeah, right. This is the pool we were at. And anyway, a friend of mine, we like to go out and swim. And take Chuck too with his jacket on, so he was safe. But anyway, don't think we got up enough height there to avoid a belly smacker.
Some
We have
really
a-
smacker.
Do we have the second picture?
Oh, we had one of Joanne, but she's in with the Holy Land tour now.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
there's
good
Dad.
picture.
There's Mom's
Yeah.
flowers out front of their home.
Yeah, that's a nice picture.
And, she had a lot of petunias. She used to have a lot of
Yeah.
fun. I noticed driving over here, a lot of the houses have nice flowers and landscaping in front of their homes.
Mhm.
They take care of it.
What color was the house we drove by?
Green.
Green.
Green,
Kind of a
Olivey.
olive green.
Yeah.
It's ugly.
Split pea soup green.
Yeah.
And they built this big garage
Oh, did
barn
you see that?
beside it. Oh, it looks awful.
Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, I saw it a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
I'd go over and see, what's her name? Took care of the one.
Oh, yeah.
The girl that took care of Mom.
Right.
You know, thank her for doing that. Boy, felt real bad about that.
Shelley.
Shelley,
Remember
yeah, Shelley.
Yeah.
That is a nice picture of you two.
Yeah. Well, Shelley was Jimmy Winch. Remember Jimmy Winch from McClure?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his daughter.
Focus that a little bit.
This one?
There you go. This is Joanne.
Now this is
Looks
at
like
Joanne's
Joanne's
mother's place. And she always had a lot of flowers and things growing too.
This was at my parents' 50th wedding anniversary.
Oh.
Nice picture.
Looks like you, huh?
Yeah, this is me on the tractor.
Wow, that was Roy Rogers.
I do too. Get it up there.
These are the kind of things that made me think, gee, I don't think I want to be a farmer. Just go all the way down the other end and you turn around and come back. Then you go down back. I do this all day. Then the next day you got to do it again. Must be something better. And well, otherwise, mainly though because I'm allergic to dust from beans and wheat. It just gives me asthma like stuff. Anyway, that's that picture.
Now, I know where you can find that tractor.
Yeah, yeah.
Still in Paul's garage.
Is
And
it?
Paul's been using it.
He keeps it up. He's
Yeah.
taken us
Oh,
apart
yeah.
here and, you know, fixed it. Yeah, it's a nice tractor.
Got
Good
halogen
tractor.
lights in the front. He's-
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
He's got those now.
So you're going down there, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
they'll show them to you.
I,
Yeah.
last time I was down there, I mowed, you know, his fields.
Yeah.
Keep the weeds down where he
Yeah.
has his lots.
When was the last time you were there?
It was last year.
What's the matter? We're getting some signal. Now there's an action shot.
Yeah, see this, how that dropped right off there?
I've got 419 minutes of battery left.
Okay, well, we can do it.
Now, who do you think this is?
Oh,
There's Jane and,
What is that?
Tom.
Can't be me.
it's Julie.
I bet you
Oh,
it's Julie and
I mean
Tom.
Julie, Tom, Jane, yeah. Julie, Tom, and Chuck probably.
probably Chuck.
Yeah. That's Tom kind of leaning over there.
I think so.
The three
Julie
children, aren't
Gray.
they?
Paul
I
Bunyan.
can zoom in there a little bit.
Whose car is that? Is that yours?
That looks like a white Ford. If it is, that's ours.
Yeah, I think that's your car.
We got it in Michigan.
It looks like Tom. And
I think that's Al to the right, isn't it?
That's Paul Bunyan.
That's Paul Bunyan.
It's really tell from
That's
here.
Al, he's out there with the kids, showing them how to cut wood.
We probably were living in Kalamazoo then.
Yeah.
Didn't they have date stamps on their slides back then?
No.
Well, I think they're on the
There
outside.
they are.
Yeah, there's your
Oh, there was
Michigan
Chuck
license
in the
plate.
green.
Chuck was in the green, because I know Tom had that little brown snowsuit, and Julie had a little blue.
Look at those boots.
Oh, yeah.
How they
You
stay
might-
white.
You might have had a pair of boots like that when you were same boots. Oh yeah.
Zoom in
Oh,
there.
those are nice.
Got a log under her arm.
Yeah.
There's Al. Yeah, that was Al.
Lots of help.
Well, that looks like behind the farm, or the house, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, look.
Stacking wood.
Well,
And this is our photographer.
That's when we were married.
Got a nice bow tie on.
I always like this picture because then after this we have another picture. All the girls are gone. All of them or one of them still there. And then just their little gloves are laying on
Oh,
there.
really?
It's Barbara at this end.
Yeah, Al agreed to take pictures. That was great.
Nice
I guess
looking
that's what the
suit.
best man does.
Oh!
That's it. Take pictures.